You know what I need. Shine down on me. Shine down on the garden. Shine down on the garden. Sweet earth alive under me. You know what I need. Cradle me like a seed as I lay in the garden.
Okay, so Sabrina just got done explaining to you guys about a guild. And what do we call the main part of our guild? Does everybody remember? There's a term, general term we were going to use. Starts with, just shout it out if you can think of it. Starts with a C. Central
Element.
Central element. That's right. So our central element today is a peach tree. Everybody's welcome our peach tree to our garden. Hello, peach tree. And then I heard somebody just ask, what's a gumi? This is the beginning of your garden. It belongs to a very special family of plants that fix nitrogen, take nitrogen, which is a gas that comprises a large percentage of the atmosphere, and it takes that gas and it puts it down into the soil. And nitrogen is responsible for most of the green vegetative growth, everything the seeds, grasses, the sage, the leaves on trees. Nitrogen is responsible for a lot of that health. So we're going to plant this guy next to our fruit tree, and this is going to pull nitrogen out of the air and put it down into its roots, and then the tree is going to be able to take the nitrogen off of the roots of this guy and use it to grow. And at some point, sadly, this guy dies. But you'll get to eat plenty of it. There we go. And we can plant other ones in the garden or elsewhere that we don't have to kill off. This guy's lot in life is to help this guy grow big and strong and healthy. Keep going. We got to get all of this soil in. And so when we're putting the soil back, we want to use the native soil that we dug out of the hole. We don't want to put anything different in because the tree needs to know that this is the soil it needs to live in and grow in. And if you put different soil in, it can kind of, believe it or not, confuse the roots as to where they're supposed to grow. All right, let's pause there and everybody take a step back for a second. We want to lightly pack the soil in because trees, when they grow naturally, don't grow in a big loose pile of soil. They grow in semi-packed soil. Excellent. Excellent. We can grab all that soil from up there too and slide it over. Nice job breaking up the clumps. Next, we're going to add some compost. Compost. Does everybody know what compost is?
Yep.
Who can tell me what compost is?
Fertilizers.
Fertilizers. What kind of fertilizer is compost?
It's made out of fruit, vegetables, and horse dung.
Yeah, it's decomposing organic matter. Everything that lives, when it dies, breaks down and turns back into soil. And that's part of that whole cycle of life concept, that the nutrients that are in a plant, when it grows, don't disappear when the plant dies. They just change back into their base forms and become what we call bioavailable, or they can be reused by other plants.
This is why we're collecting your guys' leftovers at lunch, because it's going to turn into soil like that for the garden.
Excellent tie-in. So what you guys aren't eating in lunch, so when you guys eat the food, you take the nutrients in, right? That's how you guys grow, get big, get strong, get fast, get smart. This is the way the plants use it when they need to use it. They don't eat the food like we do. It breaks back down and they consume it. So we want this to be on top because if we put all of this compost down around those roots, the roots are going to be like, oh my god, this stuff is so nutritious and so yummy. I'm not going to grow anywhere outside of this. And they'll just grow in a circle in this little hole.
Because they like it?
Yeah, because it's easy, it's soft, it's super yummy, but they need to learn to grow out into their native soil and begin developing bigger root systems so that they have the ability to start taking nutrients out of the rest of the soil. This is just kind of a Kickstarter for them. All right, so here's the beginning of our guild. We have a nitrogen fixer, which is a specialized nutrient accumulator. We have our central element, and then who knows what this is? Root. Who likes horseradish? Yeah, hot and spicy, huh? This is a horseradish root. This is all it takes to grow a horseradish plant. If you have a horseradish plant and you dig it up and you leave even the littlest teeny chunk of root in the ground, you will still have a horseradish plant in a year or so. It will just keep coming back. This is what we're going to use for this tree for our mulch plant. It produces a huge mass of leaves every year that die back and create humus, which is the top upper level of soil. So in order to plant something like a horseradish, we simply dig ourselves a little hole somewhere on the edge of our guild, and you can plant it sideways, you can plant it upside down because it's just a rhizome essentially, which is a specialized root. It can just go into the soil a couple inches beneath the surface, and that guy will grow into a big beautiful horseradish. And so those of you who like horseradish in a few years will be able to come up here and we'll harvest horseradish, and you guys can taste freshly grated horseradish for those of you with an adventurous tongue. We talked about insectiary plants, right? What was an insectiary plant?
It attracts bugs.
It attracts bugs. This is a plant called anise hyssop. The leaves of this almost tastes like a cross between licorice and root beer. So we don't want to take his leaves yet because he's too small right now. If we took all his leaves and we ate them all, the plant would die. But eventually, this guy will grow to be 2, 3, 4 feet tall in a big giant shrubby bush, and we can all come up and sample leaves off of him and decide whether we like them in our salads or not. Yeah, so we put the horseradish over there, so maybe we'll take the anise hyssop and we'll plant it in right here.
Cool. I want to make like
And
plant some stuff now.
there we've got our hyssop. Now, Sabrina also talked about plants that help keep bugs, unhelpful bugs away from our...
Yeah, onions.
Yeah, this is a special kind of onion. Do you know what this onion's called?
Green onion.
Yeah, it is green and it is an onion, so you're technically correct. It's an Egyptian walking onion. So I have these all over in my garden, and we're gonna plant some here today. And in 5 or 6 years, we're gonna start finding them randomly popping up all over the place. The bulbils, which I thought I brought one, but maybe I didn't grab one. These form a little crown at the top that have all sorts of these little starts in them, and it falls over, boom. And then wherever it touches the ground, they can start growing. But animals famously pick these up inadvertently and carry them off and drop them, and they just start all over again. So I find them 40, 50, 60 feet away from where I have no other onions just randomly popping up every spring. It's really fun. So we'll plant a few of these kind of in a circle. Now, you guys are probably noticing that there's a lot of exposed space still left in the middle of this, yeah? See all that soil? Soil does not like to be bare and exposed to the sky. Rain is really hard on it, sun is really hard on it, it kills a lot of the nutrients that are available in it, it leaches a lot of the nutrients. Leaching means pulls them out, so when it rains, remember how I said that the rain will hit the water, will hit the compost and pull the nutrients down to the rhizosphere or the root area of the tree? We want that to happen, but we don't want it to happen so fast that all the nutrients get washed out. Who likes strawberries? Oh, well, here we have some beautiful pink flowering strawberries, which are very rare, so I think it's fun that they're going to be in your guys' garden. And these are going to turn into a living mulch. Does anybody know what mulch is?
Yes.
What's mulch?
Soil.
Sort of. Anybody else? Mulch is any sort of covering that we put over the soil to help protect the soil and everything in it. Well, strawberries form a living mulch. They will spread out and cover everything in a big, has everybody seen like a big old strawberry patch where it's just like covered in strawberries? You're like, I don't know where one strawberry starts and another one ends. That's what these guys are going to do for us naturally, and they're going to live underneath the onions, underneath the hyssop, underneath the peach, underneath the carragana. The horseradish will grow up and they'll try to like figure out their relationship with the horseradish, and they'll establish that relationship on their own. We don't need to get involved. So we're going to plug some strawberries in, which is going to be a great, you guys won't get to eat any this year because it'll take them a year to like set up and produce, but next year you're going to have a great treat right towards the end of school. These guys should all be producing in June as you're ready to head off to your summer break, and your last visit to the garden for the year might be to come up and devour a bunch of delicious strawberries, because somebody's got to eat them before the birds get them, right? Uh-huh. Do you guys have any questions? Don't be shy.
Go ahead, Sebastian.
Going here? All right.
Alexis, you're like,
Does it have to have fertilizer?
Does it have to have fertilizer? It doesn't have to have fertilizer. I mean, a compost?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to have it, but this soil that we have here is relatively nutrient poor. It doesn't have, the upper levels of this soil doesn't have a whole lot of nutrients in it, so it's really hard for a tree like a fruit tree, which is real, we call it a heavy feeder. It needs a lot of nutrients to be able to produce those delicious peaches. So it would have a really hard time living well enough to produce fruit. You might get it to grow, maybe not very big, maybe not very fast, but getting it to set fruit would be a little bit difficult without giving it some additional nutrients. Yes, sir?
Will those strawberries grow small like most do when you plant them here, or will they grow big like the ones you buy at the store?
Oh, that's a good question. These are a smaller June-bearing berry. They're not going to get giant like the ones you see at the store. Our climate in the Okanagan is not particularly a strawberry's favorite climate. You go over to the coast, like Seattle area, the Puget Sound area, there you're going to find giant strawberries growing. My mom makes me so jealous. She grows the biggest strawberries and totally bums me out because mine never get that big. She's also like the master gardener, you know, my mom, so someday maybe I'll get as good as her. But these aren't going to produce big berries, but they're really sweet.
I think they'll get better than this.
Thank you very much. This is my favorite guy of the morning. All right, there is a guild, ladies and gentlemen. There are additional steps. There's nothing is ever like hard and fast. There's no hard and fast rules. This can be played with. Any of the plants in here can be mixed and matched. I encourage all of you guys to experiment at home in your gardens. Go, Mom, Dad, I want to plant a guild. Find a fruit tree or some tree you're really excited about. If you have questions, you can talk to your teacher. Your teacher can get in touch with somebody on the school garden board if you guys are really interested in it, and we can give you some tips and pointers on maybe some plants to steer you towards that'll be give you some good early success and encourage you to keep experimenting. Thanks, everybody.
Say, boys and girls, what do you say?
Joseph.
Thank you.
Tell me a story in the garden. Tell it to me in the garden. Tell me, how long have we slept? How long have we slept? How long have we waited? There's work to be done. Sky above, so vast and so deep. You know what I need? Rain down on me. Rain down on the garden. Rain down on the garden. Ooh, lights surrounding me. Sweet mystery in everything I see.
Miss Minzik's class, she grew the biggest pumpkin. So each of these beds belongs to a class?
Yes, this class is Mrs. Minzik. This is Jolly Evans. Roback. This is Hardesty. And the last two boxes are St. Olsen. And it's over 40-something pumpkins here.
Wow. So all the students will probably get to take a pumpkin home this fall, huh?
They've been really beautiful. They're starting to die back a little bit now, but
They've been absolutely stunning. The flowers have been continuously blooming since about July.
In the garden.